Welcome and thank you for joining me today. Today I will be talking about mental illness. What is the cause of mental illness and what is the solution to mental illness? Hail, 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 hail to the primal light, hail to the true light, hail to the transparent light, hail to the light without beginning nor end. Hail, 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 hail to the primal light. Hail, 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 hail to the light throughout the ages. I am primal light. I am the true light. I bow to the primal teacher. I bow to the eternal truth. I bow to the great supreme wisdom. I bow to the great supreme intelligence. Hail, 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 hail to the primal light. Yes. Hail, 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 hail to our self-supreme Aten Ra. Hail to our self-supreme self, the self-manifest. Hail, 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 hail to our self-supreme, the unmanifest. Hail, 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 hail to our primordial self, the witness self, the one most high, the void manifest self. Hail, 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 hail to the primal light, hail to our one true, pure, authentic self, the void, unmanifest self. Hail, 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 hail to the primal light. So, today I will be talking about mental illness and what is the cause of mental illness and what is at the root of mental illness. What is the solution to mental illness? I want to look at that today. What is at the root of mental illness? And today I want to offer you solutions to mental sickness. Did you know that there is a solution to heal all mental illness, all mental sickness? Yes, there is a solution for that. Yes, and I will be sharing the solution for all mental illness today. Let's first answer the question, what is the cause of mental illness? To answer this question, we have to first go back to the root. We have to go to the core and the root of where mental illness stems from. And when we first came into this existence, into this dream world, we were given a replica of the tainted consciousness, the mind that is prone to delusion, it's prone to mental sickness, it's prone to deception, it's prone to deceit and negativity and evil thoughts. So we were given a replica of this consciousness. And why is the consciousness like this? Because in my self journey, I always wanted to get to the root of things. And so I kept asking more and more questions. But I said, but why is the consciousness like this? When I asked the question, what's the root of our mental illness? What's the root of evil? And it led me to the mind. So I said, then how did the mind get like this? And so the way the mind got like this, that is prone to mental illness, to deception, negative thoughts. Because remember, when you're growing up, negative thoughts are coming. And if someone says something negative to you, you keep looping it and looping it and looping it, and you can't seem to get out of this bind of these loops. And so when I got to the root of it, when our Supreme Self was creating this dream world, in duality, you have to go to sleep and dream. And so this is what has happened, because our self supreme is sleeping and dreaming of the world. And when you sleep and dream, your light gets turned off. The self does not come into awareness. The mind, the consciousness is sleeping and dreaming, and it's not in awareness. So it's only in its imagination. It is creating all the things that you see in the world. It's creating from its imagination. And so the mind now beginning to think that all these things are real, and it starts getting delusional, thinking that it is the self, and it is all knowing, and its knowledge is only limited to the dream. Why? Because the light is obscure. Because when you're sleeping, what happens? Your light gets turned off. The reason is that the self and the light is indivisible. The consciousness and the light is indivisible. And here in duality, they are separated. The light is being obscured behind the mind. So this is the duality consciousness, right? Where the consciousness is on one sheet and the light is behind it, obscure behind it, right? So the light is obscure behind the consciousness. Consciousness cannot see its light. This creates mental sickness within the consciousness, within the mind. So from the get-go, when we came into this existence, we were given a replica of this tainted consciousness with no light. The consciousness is dreaming of everything in darkness, and this is making the mind crazy. It makes the consciousness go mad, because the consciousness and the light is indivisible. Consciousness must have the light. This is how the consciousness is supposed to dwell. In the non-dual consciousness, the consciousness is on the right side, the light is on the left, and this void is between them, because the void is transparent. The consciousness is in awareness and the light is in awareness. This is a balanced way. This is our way of our true existence. Yes, but guess what? As the Supreme Self, we are creating this dream. And in the dream, the consciousness goes to sleep, and the consciousness light goes out. The light goes out. The light does not shine. And this creates corruption in the mind, in the consciousness. Yes, the consciousness mind is very corrupted. This is where everything stems from. All evil in the world, everyone is given a replica of this consciousness. And have you been a good caretaker of this consciousness that you have? You have it, and you're dwelling in your mind and in your memory and your imagination, and you never give it any time to rest. Because in this duality, dream world existence, no one has been teaching us how to cultivate our minds. How many years we go to school and no one has been teaching us that we need to purify our mind. No one has been teaching us stillness, and no one has been teaching us how to self-inquire. They want us to follow every information they give us, that we seek everything outside of ourselves. And this is where the problem is. If you are looking in the mind to find yourself, you will never find it, because the mind is in darkness. There is no light. We want to get the mind to return back to its true nature, like this. This is how the mind is supposed to exist, not like this. So when we came inside this dream now, this is what happened to us, that we get a replica of this sick mind, and this is the root of all our problems. And when you now dwell in your mind, when you dwell in your mind and you don't practice stillness and you don't do the things that can purify your mind, like I said, we're prone to mental sickness, we're prone to madness, to going crazy. When you dwell in your mind a lot, can loosen your concentric circles of your mind. This is what happens also when you take drugs, you drink, and you smoke, you break into your mind. Did you know that? Yes, you're breaking into your mind. You freak the mind out. It's not a good thing to do to the mind. We are already prone to mental sickness. Don't take drugs, don't drink, don't do those things, because it makes your mental state worse. Yes, and so when we came in to explore into this dream world, We came in with ourself. We came in with ourselves as the light, the electrons, and the mind is the magnetic aspect of ourself, and so is the consciousness. But when we came in, the mind took over, and this is how we have been exploring the world, in darkness too. The baby the self is here, and we have the duality mind that's ruling us, and the self is hiding. So the mind is in darkness, the self is in darkness. This is how we are exploring the world. We want to awake up the baby self so that you can finally come into wherein the supreme teacher within will rise up, put void between yourself and the mind. Pull this ego off of you. This is how you get your light turned back on. So this is actually the solution for mental illness. If you have a mental illness, you want to go into 21 days of stillness to purify your mind. The self will purify your mind for you and heal all mental illness that you have. Any mental sickness, the self will do it. Will purify your mind. This is the solution for all mental illness. Yes. Stillness. And awaking the supreme teacher within to rise up to pull the self off of this mind. This mind is corrupted. You are still going to have the mind, because this is what you're using in the duality world to explore the world, but you will have your light to balance the mind so it won't take you into mental sickness anymore. And once you return all your fragmented pieces back into one unified self, Aten will give you the non-dual consciousness. Thank you for joining me on why is the mind prone to mental illness and how to attain mind health and balance. I want to thank you for joining me on what is the root cause of mental illness and how one can effectively solve the problem of their mental sickness. Remember one thing, you don't want to drink, you don't want to smoke, you don't want to engage in drugs, because it breaks the concentric circles of your mind and break your, it's like you're breaking into your mind, and this is not a good thing for your mind. All right, and so that we are exploring the world as magnetic beings and electromagnetic beings. That's yourself exploring the world as magnetic beings, and you are exploring in the body as electromagnetic beings. And as electromagnetic beings, you need light. And this is the reason why you have to turn on your light and you have to bring the mind into stillness. So I want to thank you so much for joining me, because we have been dwelling into the mind a lot, and now it's time for us to get into our self-intelligence. So our self-intelligence to guide the mind and to maintain balance is the self that is sleeping, and so you have to wake it up so it can guide the mind into balance and into equanimity. Thank you so much. Hail, hail to the primal light. I bow to you in love, in light, and in truth. All is myself, and I alone exist. And all of myself must return unto me. We must return and be one unified self. Liberation from all slavery. Liberation from this dream. I bow to you. Thank you. Hail, hail to the primal light. Please stay tuned for stillness meditation. Welcome and thank you for joining me for stillness. 21 days vow of silence. Please sit in a lotus position. Close your eyes and visualize a sacred circle around you. I want you to visualize your light as bright as the sun. Visualize your sun encircling you, and you are safe, you are still, and you are calm. Inside your sacred circle, it is just you and self alone in stillness. Self. I am the eternal truth. I am primal light. I am limitless, formless, timeless, boundless. I am that has no name. I am that can't be explained. I am the void unmanifest. I am stillness.